Hey people, welcome back for my playthrough of Eldritch Horror. In the previous video I just did my setup and today we are ready to rumble. We will be trying to defeat Yake, this beautiful looking creature, snake-like creature. So I also had three things to do still. First of all, Patrice Hathaway needed a banishment spell, so I've picked one for her, and let's see what this card does. So, it's a ritual spell, and for an action she can test lore +2, and if she passes, she can discard one monster on the nearest space containing a gate with toughness equal or less than her test result. And then we have to flip this card, so this is quite a powerful card. I hope she can keep this for a long time. Not sure what's on the back of this card. I'm not allowed to look at it yet, so here we go. And then we still also had to put our 4 assets in this reserve, and we have the mineralogy research, which is a task. That's also a new kind of card. So these are assets which gives you a mission to do before you can get your reward. Surgery Archives, also a new one. If you gain that card, you get one random tome asset from the deck, so also quite interesting. Then the Lodge Researcher, it's an ally, and if you defeat a monster during a combat encounter, recover 1 sanity and gain 1 clue. Nice. Might be something for Mr. Harrigan here. And the Agency Quarantine. It's a service. When you gain this card, immediately choose a space and each monster on the chosen space loses 4 health. Well, that can be so interesting, this one. Very interesting card. This might be a very important one for this game. Okay, then last thing but not the least thing is to pick the first mystery of Yake, and we have here the Crown of the Serpent. So, the Serpent people used this ancient treasure to dominate the wills of those that opposed them. When an investigator would gain an artifact, he may gain the Serpent Crown artifact instead. At the end of the Mythos phase, an investigator that has a Serpent Crown artifact may attempt to break the crown's hold on the minds of those it had dominated. If he passes, he may spend clues equal to the number of investigators and discard 2 ally assets to solve this mystery. Wow, that's not an easy one, so we need 3 clues at least. We need 2 ally assets, and we need to find this Serpent Crown artifact. Wow, this is a tough one to start with. Okay, so that means that the plan is to go to the pyramids and try to find ourselves this artifact. And well, I guess Mr. Barnaby the lawyer will try to do the Avenger. And then we still have Patrice Hathaway in Sydney over there, and she will be trying to do some damage control. Okay, so without further ado, let's start this game, and we start with our leader, George Barnaby. He's in the Amazon. Well, that's a wilderness spot, and great thing about this expansion, it finally comes with this player aids, which tells you which actions you can do. That's very, very interesting. Only thing it doesn't say is when you can do it, because there are limitations when you are on the board with a monster, or certain actions you can only do when you're in a city. But okay, still it's quite nice to have this kind of aid. Alright, so he's over there in the Amazon, and well, he wants to do this this adventure as soon as he can. So I guess he wants to stay there. So he's going to take focus token, which is something new in this expansion. You can use an action to get a focus token, and these tokens you can spend these to reroll one die during a test. So that's very interesting. So you don't have to spend your clues to reroll anymore, and you have something to do as an action when you are not really sure which action you want to take. So, okay, first action was focus, and then I think he'll stay there. He'll forfeit his second possible action because he wants to stay in the Amazon. Then we go to Mark, who is right over there in Europe. He is thinking about going to the pyramids, but maybe he's better positioned to slowly but surely go to Arkham and try to close the gate over there. So I guess what he's going to do, he's going to move to Rome here, and there he is going to buy himself a boating ticket, which he can do because he's in a city and he is where a waterway leaves the town, so he can buy there a boat ticket. Alright, there he goes. And after that we have Patrice Hathaway. The good thing about her is she also already has this clue token, so if she wants to try and solve the myth or the mystery, then she already has one of the 3 clues needed. So what's she gonna do? I guess she's going to buy herself a boating ticket and going to spend it immediately again, so she can, as a second action, she can move 1 and twice over water, and she is going to go to Shanghai and try to improve her lore some more so her spells can get more powerful. Okay, then we're going to the encounter phase, in which we see our lawyer ready for some adventure, and this was the adventure he had. So he could go to the Amazon and do an encounter there, and he had to do this lore test. He's got 3 lore, so 3 dice. Here we go. Let's see, and let's hope this starts well. Of course it didn't, so nothing happens. He did not complete his adventure, too bad. Now he could spend the focus token, so maybe he will do some time management, and he's going to spend this clue token, this focus token, and reroll this die. But no, okay, it's a 4, so nothing happens there. Then we go to Mark, who is in Rome and wants to try to improve his willpower, which already is at 4, but well, he can not have enough of that, so we take this encounter for Rome, and let's see what this is all about. Okay. You closely examine the ancient writing on the obelisk in the Plaza del Popolo and implore the ancient pharaohs to watch over you. Gain a blessed condition. The presence of the relic entrances you. Okay, so I have to do a will -1 test. Now let's see. So he has 4 will, -1 is 3 dice. Let's see. Yeah, he has a success, so he passes. So that means he didn't get lost in time and space. But very good news, so Mark Harrigan is blessed in Rome, so that's really good. So we take this condition. Okay, so Mark Harrigan is blessed. That's very good. So now all his 4s count as successes as well. Very, very, very good. Okay, then to our violinist Patrice Hathaway, who is in Shanghai trying to get some more lore. So she will be driving this encounter for Shanghai. Okay, Shanghai. You try to persuade a collector of Chinese antiquities to let you see the 7 cryptical books of Hassan. An influence test. Okay, so she's got 2 influence. So we take 2 dice. Here we go. Okay, so we have at least 1 success. So she passes. Shanghai. If you pass, the scrolls prove instructive. Improve lore. Alright, so very good. She can improve her lore. So we will be putting this +1 token on her lore. Very, very good. So this was the encounter phase. Then we go to the first Mythos phase. From here on, things will only get worse. Okay, so first of all, we do the 3 top symbols here. So this means we have to move the omen track. It goes to blue. We don't have any blue gates on the board yet, so that's no problem. Then we have this reckoning effect, and this reckoning effect also is on this reference card. So first we do the monsters on the board. We have no monsters on the board with this symbol. Then the ancient one, and the ancient one said that we have to spawn 1 cultist monster on the active expedition space. Alright, so we take this cultist here and put him on the expedition space here in the pyramids. Okay, then if there are 2 or more monsters on that space, we advance do by 1. He's alone, so no advancing the do, which is cool. Quite an interesting turn of events, of course. We might have to do some damage control there first. Okay, then we have to do the Mythos card. If there are any, there aren't. And the possessions. We have some possessions, so let's see. Okay, here we have George Barnaby's task. So with the reckoning, his investment has paid off, and we can discard this card to gain a funding condition. Let's do this. Let's take a funding condition. So George has this funding condition. It's a deal. So he may discard this card in place of gaining a debt condition, or to discard a debt condition. Or he can keep this until the next reckoning, and if he's on a city space on that moment, he may flip this card, and who knows, he earns some more things. I have no clue. Also something new in this expansion, so we'll put it here until further notice. Okay, next is, oh my god, the blessed condition on Mark Harrigan. Oh, let's hope he does not throw 1 or a 2, because then he is already not blessed anymore. Okay, that's a 4, so he's still blessed. And that's it for that. Okay, nice. Okay, so that was the reckoning. Then the third symbol is the gate spawn. So we have to spawn a new gate. Okay, let's see. And that's one in Tokyo. So right next to our violinist. And we'll get a new monster. That did it. And that's, oops, is a zombie. So, alright, zombies in Tokyo. Okay. Then we go. Okay. You are startled by the thump of a crow hitting the ground in front of you. Within a few moments, some unknown catastrophe causes an entire flock of crows to just fall lifeless from the sky. When you look up, there is nothing but cold stars and a baleful moon. Okay, impending doom. Event. Advance the doom by 1 for each gate on the game board that corresponds to the current omen. Okay, so if there are no gates, then it also advances 1. So we have 1 blue gate just there in Tokyo now. So we have to advance doom by 1. Okay, that's not very good because we only started at 10. Okay, so that was the first round. We're still alive. That's good news. We'll see what we will be doing in the next round. So I invite you to join me in the next video where I do my second round of Mountain of Madness expansion Eldritch Horror.